And you're listening to SwinGamers on radio on 3SSR with Ricki and Sean.
Is this working?
It's working.
It's working.
Yay!
All right. Yes.
We don't have to share a microphone like last week. That sucked.
That was embarrassing.
That was embarrassing.
We were a little bit too close for personal comfort, actually.
Oh, we all snuggled up nice and close.
Don't say snuggled.
Sorry.
That was horrible. Anyway, yeah, we're for SwinGamers. So we're SwinGamers on radio on 3SSR. Ricki, what have we got for today's program?
Today we've got a bit of everything. We're talking about a few events we've got coming up. We didn't have an event this weekend. We had a rest, which was nice.
Yeah.
Even though we were both working all weekend.
Yeah.
So it wasn't much of a rest for us, but we didn't have an event. But we got a few coming up.
I got a job.
You got a job?
Yeah, and we'll discuss that a little bit later, probably.
Awesome.
All right. But yeah, we're meant to be having an event this weekend. It's not up on Facebook as of yet because
Slack.
Well, I'll tell you why it's Slack, because we're still trying to get a committee member to run it. I've got work. You've got work. One other committee member has work, and the rest don't even answer. So committee meeting today. We're gonna sort that shit out.
We'll try to at least.
Yeah, we'll try at least. All right. So, what else have we got on for today?
We've got a few things on. There's a bit going on in the gaming world at the moment in the lead up to E3. So we've got a bit on there. We'll be talking about the new Nintendo handheld, a bit about Destiny. That's the game, not your fate.
No, it's your fate. It is definitely your fate.
Oh, it's I see it in my future. I'll definitely be getting that game. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it's my destiny to catch them all.
Yes. And yes, the new Pokemon games. Well, rehashed Pokemon games.
Yeah, because everybody's been crying for Ruby and Sapphire remakes because they've been out for 11 years now. So,
jeez, that's a long time.
They came out 2003.
God damn.
Pretty sure.
So that would be GBA, yes?
Yes, that was Game Boy Advance. They were the first Game Boy Advance Pokemon games. And they weren't the last because they had Leaf Green and Fire Red as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And they didn't have one for Blue because Green version was released in Japan and that one was the more popular one.
Yes.
However, we didn't get it in Western civilization.
You can buy it though. I've seen them on eBay, but they're really expensive.
I've got the, for the Game Boy Color cartridges, I've got red, blue, and yellow. Naturally. But I've also got red, blue, yellow, and green, all Japanese.
Oh, very nice.
So I've got the set, and I'm happy. The only thing I'm not happy is I think the internal batteries are absolutely screwed. So every single time you start the game up, it's like, oh, welcome to the world of Pokemon. Shut up, I'm a regular. But anyway, so we've got a little bit of Pokemon. We've got a couple of things on like FPS games, so first-person shooter games on tablets, and what we reckon, if they work.
Yeah.
Best games to play during the exam period, so things to unwind, to de-stress. I would not recommend Dota or any team-based games because everyone else is a scrub. And a nice topic that you want to touch on to console-only games that should get PC releases.
Yes.
So
there are many, and I want them.
Yeah, of course you do. You just want GTA on bloody PC.
Everyone wants it on PC.
No, just you.
Everyone else
has gotten a console and shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's right.
PC Master Race can't win them all.
No, they can't win them all, so therefore not Master Race.
Exactly.
Boom. So anyway, we've got an event tomorrow during the day, and one of our community members, Hayden, is running that. And that is that's the second one of our weekly events. So last week we had Bomberman weekly event, which was during the day on a Wednesday, and we actually had a fair few people rock up to that one to play Bomberman. So that was good. And we're going to be doing a Mario Party one tomorrow.
Woo!
And he won't tell me which specific Mario Party they're going to be playing. It's between 1 to 9, and then you got the DS version and the 3DS version. I've tried to ask Hayden, which one are you definitely playing? And he can't answer. But
is it a surprise or he just doesn't know yet?
He doesn't want to choose. He's like, everyone else can choose. It's like, well, Hayden, you're in charge. Do something. Anyway,
Mario Party 2 was the best.
I'm not going to get into this debate.
Okay, fine.
Okay, but they'll be doing the mini games, not like actual turn-based games. So it's all pure mini games. So if you absolutely suck at that, that's okay. Go and get some practice, and your chances are on this planet, you'll be better than someone.
Yeah. undoubtedly.
Odds are.
There's always someone worse than you, and I love playing those people.
And there's always someone better than you.
Yeah, and I hate playing those people.
Yeah. So that's on tomorrow. And then next week on Thursday night, what have we got, Ricky?
We've got a Donkey Kong event. Last week I wrote it down as King Kong in my notes, but it's not King Kong, it's Donkey Kong.
King Kong event. Oh, dear.
That's what happens when you write the notes for the radio show at like 4 in the morning before you get to the studio.
You shouldn't have done
Not
it at
good.
4 in the morning then.
Well, I was awake.
Yeah, after you playing Dota, right? Or
Yeah, I think we played Dota.
yeah,
that
we
night.
played Dota.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, I need to do radio show notes, and then I'm just like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I watched like a review for a funny review for like the King Kong movie on YouTube or something.
I saw that same one. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Isn't it funny that we both weren't Dota players like 4 or 5 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden,
Yeah, we've been a little bit sucked in. You probably more than me.
oh, I play it purely because I have friends who go online and they're like, hey, do you want a game? It's like, yeah, okay, and that one game usually turns into 3.
Yes, that happens quite easily.
But I've been balancing it. I've been balancing it pretty well with my uni work. So
that's good. Because we're getting to the pointy end of the year.
Pointy end of the semester.
Sorry, semester.
Sorry.
It's the end of my first year, so I keep saying year because I started second semester last year. So it just sort of
You're
plays
still a
with my head.
baby.
I'm still a baby. Yeah.
Well,
Get into the swing of things.
It could be the pointy end of the year if you look at the year like a mountain, and so January is at the bottom.
Yes.
And December is at the base on the other side.
Are you saying it's all downhill after?
Yeah,
after the
it's
holidays?
all downhill.
It is.
It is
It
all
does feel
downhill.
like that, doesn't it?
All right, and after that, on the 31st of May, which will be the week after that, so that's the last weekend of semester.
Yes.
If you don't have a week 13 class.
Are there week 13 classes?
For some subjects there are, because they need to cram in more stuff before exams.
Those poor bastards.
Yeah, I feel sorry for them. But so we'll have a 24-hour event then.
Yay!
And the details for that will be going up in the next week. We're working out exactly what's going to happen, because I'll probably be busy. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of coming down to me possibly running it.
Yeah, have fun with that.
But I want to go to the footy because it's the dream time at the G match, and I
Yes.
want to go see the Tigers flog the Bombers.
Nah, good luck.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it might be me running the show that night.
I got like 221st and the footy.
Yeah, God damn it. Anyway,
Goddamn social life getting in the way of uni life.
get in the way of playing video games. How dare it?
Yeah, pretty much.
How rude.
So anyway, I think that's enough summing up for... oh, shit, have we been on for half an hour?
No, you didn't get here until like 20 past 11.
So we've been on for 20 minutes.
No, and then we talked for 10 minutes before we turned the mics on, so we've been on for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Roughly.
Geez, we've gone through really quickly. All right. We usually do anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to talk about a game called Plague Incorporated?
Yes, I just downloaded it off the Steam store yesterday. I played about 5 hours last night. Very fun game. So the idea is you have to create a virus of some sort and then infect the entire world. And the aim of the game is to kill every single person in the world.
So it's Pandemic.
Yeah, similar.
Similar?
Yeah. So yeah, the idea is you've got to kill everyone, and you can, as you progress, you can mutate the virus in certain ways. So like, probably I found the hardest country to completely infect was Greenland.
Really?
Yes.
Well, isn't it usually Madagascar?
Madagascar is actually quite easy.
How's Madagascar easy? He's got one dock.
I know, but for some reason, just the way that I set up my virus, it seems to be attracted to Madagascar because I set it up initially for warmer climates. So it likes to go to Madagascar. But then at the very end of the game, to get Greenland, I need to use all of my... you collect DNA as you...
Yeah.
And I need to set it up so that it is adaptive to colder climates to actually get to Greenland and infect the entire island, I guess. And,
population?
The entire population, yeah. So that was probably the hardest thing to do, is actually to get Greenland infected by the end of the game, or before they work on the cure and then...
Yeah, kill you. All right, so here's the two questions for that then.
Yes.
Okay, firstly, have you killed the entire world yet?
Yes, I have finished the game once. I played for 5 hours.
Yep.
And I actually, killed the entire population of the world once.
Great. And second question: did you name your virus Swag?
No, I didn't name it Swag.
Oh,
I
you kill the world with hashtag Swag.
No, I named it Butt Death.
Butt Death.
Butt Death.
Really?
Yes.
Remind me not to ask you for names for pets or anything.
Sorry,
like that.
that's a little reference to two of my favorite YouTube dudes, Steve and Larson. They love the Butt Death.
The death by butt.
Death by butt. They got fart AIDS, butt death.
Oh dear God.
Never mind. Yeah. So, but I managed to get it once, and now so you unlock. The first thing you do is like a bacteria, and then you get like a virus, and you work your way down. You can eventually get like chemical weapons and stuff you can use to infect the whole world. So I'll probably smash a few more hours of that out tonight.
Can you organise diplomacy between Russia and the US to set off all their nuclear arms?
I have no idea yet. I haven't got down to like the chemical warfare section of things
and
yet.
Can you make North Korea best Korea?
I hope so. I really want to.
Because North Korea is best Korea.
Of course they are.
It's terrible. I'm already looking at lunch.
Oh God! No, it's 2 for 1 at pizza. No, what's
they
it?
do pasta? Yeah, it's 2 for 10.
2 for 10 at Pizza Hut.
They do pasta. A delicious side for any occasion. Wait, hang on a sec. There's 6 asterisks next to it.
Oh God! What could they be?
Hang on.
Please scroll down. Let me know.
Prices for pickup 10% surcharge applies on public holidays. That's it.
Really?
They've got like bloody 6 things that they need different asterisks next to.
That's a real worry.
Oh dear. Okay. What?
2 large pizzas for $10. That's what we usually get. It's good shit.
Yeah. 2
Can't
for
go
10.
wrong.
So otherwise you get a Meat Lovers. Meat Lovers is excellent.
Yes.
I really want a Meat Lovers. All right, moving on.
We'll work on lunch later.
Yeah, we'll do lunch later.
Yes.
Let's get to actual like radio shit. And
Yay.
Destiny.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive game ever made.
Apparently, that's what they're saying. But that includes marketing as well. So it's not just the development of the game; it's the marketing once the game, or before the release of the game. And at this stage, it has cost them $500,000.
That's not much.
To put that, but for a video game, that is a lot. So sorry, sorry, $500 million.
Oh,
I was going to say, yeah. Sorry, I got my millions and my billions mixed up. Yeah, $500 million. Destiny has cost Bungie / Activision so far.
Oh yeah, Activision.
Activision are releasing it. Bungie made it.
Who's worse, like Activision or EA?
I don't even know. I think just Call of Duty makes Activision slightly worse, but then you got... I couldn't even tell you. They're both as bad as each other.
That's a debate for another day, I guess.
I reckon it would, but we've got plenty to talk about today and we don't have much time, so...
We got plenty of time. We've got like an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know, but there's a lot here on the list today.
Yeah, that's because I put down so much stuff.
Yeah, good work.
So yeah, it's the most expensive game ever. And what was the most expensive game ever?
Well, to put that into perspective, last year's GTA 5 cost them $200 million to make and market. And up to that point, I think that was close to, if not the most expensive. And now Destiny's come along and trumped that by $300 million.
Just casually.
Just casually, so...
Well, the game's been doing a lot of marketing since it's been marketing for about a year, and it's still not out.
No, it's not. It's still not finished, apparently. And it's got a release date.
When's the release date again?
It's in August, September. Sometime.
Great, so right when uni comes back. Okay, well...
Well, that's exactly the same as like...
My semester 2 screwed.
GTA came out like, halfway through semester 2 last year. And it was right around the time of all like my mid-semester assessments. And I went and bought, because I had it pre-ordered, went and bought GTA, put it on my bed, went and finished all my assessments, handed them all in, and then played it for like 2 days straight.
It was your motivation.
It was my motivation. It was sitting there like, I get to play this when I'm done with all of that crap over there on my desk. And it worked. I got like really good scores from my mid-semester test, so...
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so Destiny looks really good from what I've seen, but...
It does, and now it has a lot to live up to.
Yeah, it's. I think the expectations might be a little bit higher than what the game can offer. Like, I haven't had a hands-on, so I wouldn't know, but, like, yeah. I'm starting to see the hype, and when the hype train rolls around, you know that it's time to kind of take a step back and say, well, maybe not this time.
It's going to be on my list. And when we do our E3 wish list in a couple of weeks, it's going to be right up there. I want to see, involved, live gameplay on the stage, someone with a controller in their hand playing Destiny.
No, they've done that before.
I know, but I want to see it again.
They can make that scripted,
I know they can do it scripted, but I want to see someone up there playing the game.
I'd rather
with me watching it live.
I would rather it be available on a console use for people to touch it on ground floor.
Well, apparently it's been trotting around all the expos and that. There's been, people can actually play it.
Okay, well that's good. That's a good start.
Yeah, so if we end up going to EB Expo this year, it might be there.
We better go to EB Expo.
We damn well better.
Yeah, so I'll talk to people about that.
Yeah.
I have contacts.
Yay.
And before we get to a break, there's one other thing. Nintendo is releasing a new handheld.
Yes, well, apparently they've got the patent. They've requested a patent for this new console, for the new handheld.
And what's it called?
There's no name yet.
But
it's no longer a flip.
Yeah.
So it's, I guess, similar to the 2DS, except there's only one screen, one big screen.
So it's similar to a Game Boy Advance.
Similar to a Game Boy Advance, PS Vita sort of thing, but it's completely modular. So
okay.
Where your thumbsticks and your buttons are, you can actually interchange the layout of your controller. So you could have two thumbsticks up the top and then your buttons down the bottom. So there's many, many variations of how you could set up the controls for the handheld. So you could potentially have a proper first-person shooter on a Nintendo handheld because you'll have two thumbsticks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's sort of like the...
But isn't that a bit of a waste considering that their 3DS is doing fairly well?
Yeah, but I'm guessing like if they've only just registered the patent for it, we're looking at 2-3 years off.
Sometimes that's not necessarily the case though. Like the 2DS caught everyone by surprise. For example,
it did. And whether we hear about anything about it at E3, I doubt it. Maybe E3 next year.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Can't they just tell us?
No, they'd never like to tell people things. They always like to keep us in the dark until they just bring it out, like the Wii U. No one knew about that.
That's all right. We here at SwinGamers do exactly the same thing.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But yeah, so they're going in a real different direction with this one because they're going back to one screen. It looks like it's going to be more competitive with the Vita as a hardcore gaming peripheral, I guess.
I don't think it needs to compete with the Vita considering the Vita's had shoddy sales.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Vita is releasing a new model.
Yeah, something. What is it called?
I don't know what it's called, but it's a new model.
Vita Slim or something.
That's the thing with Sony. They always do at least
just a Sony buzzword.
Yeah, it's always 3 iterations of every console. Have you noticed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, at least 3.
Yeah.
I know definitely the PS1 had 2, but I'm pretty sure there was a third one somewhere. The PS2 had the PS2 and the PS2 Slim. Pretty sure it has another one. The PS3 had the normal one, the Slim, and then the even smaller one,
which I think is the one that I have with the top bit that slides open.
Yeah,
the disc in.
Yeah,
I hate that one.
Yeah, so that one's like the 3rd iteration.
But at least it didn't have like because the original one had the disc drive where you had to push the disc in yourself. It had so many problems. My roommate, when I was living back in 2009, I think it was, and he got one. Pretty much. Only a couple of years after being released, and his disc drive fucked up on him, and it wouldn't eject the disc. And because it didn't, there's no physical disc drive to pull it out, it was stuck in there. He had to send it back to Sony and get it sent a new one.
Did you get a new game?
I'm assuming they somehow got the game out and sent it back with the new console. I'm hoping.
You're hoping that they gave him a new game?
Yeah, you'd hope so, because it's probably scratched and fucked beyond belief. But, yeah, so... that wasn't a great design.
And then the PSP had many iterations. It had the PSP, it had the PSP 1000, it had the PSP 2000, it had the PSP 3000, it had the PSP Slim, it had the PSP something or other, and the PSP we don't give a shit. It had a lot of iterations. So I'm not surprised that...
I knew one person with one.
A PSP?
Yeah, that's it.
I have one.
Well, now I know 2 people with one.
Yeah.
But no, like I don't remember anyone really having a PSP when they came out, and there's all this hype about it. It's like, oh,
There's actually a lot of people
portable.
There's a lot of people wandering around uni here with PSPs and PS Vitas. Like,
Yeah.
almost as many as I've seen 3DSs. Mainly because Sony fanboys, but...
Yeah.
What are we doing? No, I don't want...
What have you done?
I don't know, I just want Safari.
Okay.
Because I want to look and see what games I have for the PSP, because I don't even know anymore.
No,
I've
fair
got
enough.
I've got like 15 or something like that, and I haven't gotten around to playing it because the UND discs, they're just
Silly.
yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Okay, I've got 14.
14.
I've got 14 PSP games.
Run us down. What have you got? Anything good?
Oh, okay. Well, let's see if the PSP is any good. So we'll have a look see what games I've got. I know there's like a few others which I don't have, which are like must-haves. All right, so I've got Ape Escape on the Loose,
Okay.
Assassin's Creed Bloodlines,
What was that? The little shoot off
Altair.
from?
That was Altair.
So that was the first one.
Yeah, there was 2 shoot-offs for the first Assassin's Creed. One was on the PSP, one was on the DS, and then Assassin's Creed 2 had another spin-off on the DS.
Yeah, I do remember them.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core,
Yep.
which almost everybody with the PSP has. Final Fantasy Dissidia. So it's like the 2D fighter sort of thing. You,
Oh, yep,
you got
yep,
no idea.
Yep. Not a Final Fantasy dude, so I don't know.
Infected,
Infected.
which is like a third-person shooter where you shoot zombies,
Oh,
and
what a shock.
the soundtrack is like Slipknot and Rob Zombie and
That
that sort
sounds
of stuff.
awesome. I could deal with that. That's all right.
Loco Roco.
What is that?
That's like the yellow ball thing where it splits off into other little balls, and then you all come together and to get through holes and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's-
that was actually pretty fun.
Okay. Why not?
Medieval Resurrection. So Medieval was with Dan, Sir Dan, the knight, like with the one eye and the skull
Yes.
on the PS1. There was Medieval 1 and Medieval 2.
I do. It rings a bell.
Yeah, so that's
Of
like
sorts.
that's another one from that series.
Yep.
Mist.
Yep.
Yep, beat that in 10 minutes.
Good.
Prince of Persia Revelations.
Oh, yes.
Ratchet and Clank Size Matters,
Yeah, I
which
remember
was
that one.
then ported to the PS2.
Yes.
Sid Meier's Pirates.
Don't know about that one.
Oh, that's all right. It's a good one. I've got it on Wii as well, I think, or something like that. It came out on the Xbox originally, and it's like you build up a fleet, and you go against the Spanish and the English and the Dutch, and you're one of like the 4 powerhouses sort of thing, and the other 3 hate you, or usually the Spanish hate everyone. It just ends up being that way. The Spanish is like, we don't give a shit, we'll kill you.
Right.
Tekken Dark Resurrection.
Yep.
Tiger Woods PGA Tour 06.
Oh,
So
awesome.
This is
That's the one you want.
yeah. This is before the Tiger Woods. I'm gonna have sex with everyone but my wife. PGA
Simulator.
Tour, PGA Tour.
Yes.
Main experience in South Park, and Untold Legends Brotherhood of the Blade,
Okay.
which is alright.
Yeah. I remember my mate that had one, he played, it was an X-Men game. I can't quite remember what it was called.
X-Men Legends.
Possibly, yes. But he just played the entire game as Gambit.
X-Men Legends 2. Rise of the Apocalypse.
Something like that.
The Rise of Apocalypse. Yeah, I've got the game on PS2. It's a 4-player team-based sort of dungeon crawler sort of thing with X-Men. The first one,
Yes,
you are purely the X-Men,
Yeah.
and in the second one, you can play everyone.
Nice.
And it's actually pretty cool because they've got like the whole leveling up system, and you can choose what abilities they have and all that sort of thing. So it's really cool because then you just stack Wolverine's regeneration, and he can't die. He just
Nice.
can't. His health regen is so fast that enemies can't do shit. And it had nice items and all that sort of thing. Anyway, we've been talking for half an hour now.
Now it's been about half an hour. Yeah.
Good. Now we can go to a break.
Yes, we can.
All right, so we'll go to a music break, and we'll be back right... Oh, my phone's going off. All right, we'll be back right after this. You're listening to SwinGamers on radio on 3SSR.
We're back.
Yes.
And
I'm eating.
yes, we went and got a feed while we're waiting for them to be finished with the studio. Anyway, so look at him. He's munging on the chips. I can hear you chewing in my bloody
I'm hungry.
in my cans. Anyway, so we're talking about best games to play during the exam period. If you're a little bit burnt out, you're sick of staring at your computer screen or your textbook, you need something just to wind down and chill out. What games, Sean, would you usually play to just sort of relax?
Have you heard of, I think it's That Game Company?
Yes.
Alright. They released a triple game where it's Journey, Flow, and Flower. You want to play Flower.
Okay.
That's all you need to do.
Just max chill.
Yep. It is so max chill. If anybody's played it, like, let us know. Like, tweet us in at SwinGamers or post on the page or text us in even. We've got the phone here. I don't think it's been used in the last 3 weeks because nobody texts into radio shows anymore. But if you want to, 0416 335 028. So I'll say that again. 0416 335 028.
Text us now.
Yeah, text and let us know what games you play during exam periods to wind down, to chill. My money will go on Flower.
Flower?
It's so good. We'll put a video up on the page soon. But oh Jesus, it's like you control a petal with wind and you collect other petals and that's the game.
That sounds quite relaxing, I will admit.
And
it does sound pretty good.
Music and it looks good and wow.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's awesome. I highly recommend picking it up.
Fair enough.
Like the triple pack on the PS3 is like $20. If you have a PS3, you have no excuse not to have this game. If you don't have a PS3, get a PS3 and then get this game because it is awesome.
I have a PS3, but I don't have that game.
Yeah, it's because something's worried about you. But you get to use the DualShock control, like the 6-axis.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
It's like move it around and stuff. So it's really neat. It's really cool. I like it. I like it lots. What about you, Ricky? What do you play?
I like games where I don't have to think all that much.
So Call of Duty.
No, not Call of Duty. A good one for me is probably Mario Kart on the 3DS.
No, too much stress.
No, you put it on 50cc mode and just cruise around, just a nice little putt around the track. It's the game that doesn't require that much thought, and you just sort of play it because you're used to playing it.
What if you're not used to playing it?
Then you're a very strange person. Who doesn't know how to play? Who's never played Mario Kart?
A couple.
They need to play Mario Kart. Yeah. 4 people are left in the world that haven't played Mario Kart. Get on it. They can all play each other. It'd be hilarious.
Which one's the drive button?
I don't know.
Stop sending the talking to me. I'm eating.
Yes. But no, there's something for me very therapeutic about Mario Kart. It's a nostalgia thing. It's a familiarity thing, if is that how you pronounce that word?
Familiarity. Familiarity.
Yeah, what
familiarity.
That's it.
Familiarity.
Yes. We got there eventually.
Familiarity.
Yes.
Familiarity.
Yes.
English.
Me no English good. But no, it's... yeah, for me, it's the nostalgia thing. It's like, so I'll chuck it on the DS or the Wii, or I'll even chuck on the emulator on my computer and just play a bit of Mario Kart.
Nah, screw that. Double Dash is the way to go.
Double Dash?
Yeah, the odd cousin.
Yes. The one they keep in the basement.
Yeah, that one was really fun.
They throw him scraps of food.
Well, you can play 8 players on that.
Yeah.
Like, before anything else, because if you have a broadband adapter where you can't find them anymore, but I have 1. If you have 2, and you link them up to you can link them up to GameCubes, and you can play. You can LAN Mario Kart Double Dash. You can have 8 people playing in the same race, and that's 4 carts, but the pairs of 2.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It would be cool, except nobody has a broadband adapter.
No. I think if that game had been released on the Wii, would have been a lot more successful.
Yes.
Because the GameCube sort of suffered a bit from marketing and just...
Everyone thought it was a child's console.
Competing against the Xbox and the PS2, which were hardcore gaming consoles, I guess. and the GameCube came along and it seemed a little bit cute.
It is cute, but no,
That's why you have 7 of them.
Yeah, the PS2, they're like my children.
Yeah.
The PS2 was like aimed at everyone sort of thing, not to the extent of the Wii, but like it was an all-round gaming machine, whereas the Xbox was very marketed as like a hardcore gaming machine.
That's why I had it.
Which is funny considering it had 4 players, of like 4 controller ports, where the PS2 only had 2.
Yeah.
Like having only 2 controller ports probably was the thing that killed it didn't kill the PS2, but you know, you had to get a multi-tap. Without that multi-tap, it would have been better.
The other thing that really annoyed me was having to swap out the memory cards.
Oh yeah.
Whereas the Xbox had whatever internal memory it had, and that was it.
No, you could get memory cards.
I know, but I didn't like using them, and you didn't have to use them because it had enough internal memory, whereas the PS2 lacked in that a fair bit.
So did a lot of other consoles.
Yeah, a lot of other consoles did, but we don't hold it against them.
No. Memory cards, yeah.
Great fun.
I picked up a GameCube memory card. It's like, I don't know how many. Okay, usual memory cards are 59 blocks. They're the grey ones. And the black ones are 251 blocks. I got one which is like 1,048.
Shit. That's good.
I'm done. I don't even need to use my other memory cards. I've just got this one like memory card. The memory card to end all memory cards. That sounded really weird.
A little bit, but that's alright. But no, just a bit of that. Even Pokemon. Get on the X and Y on the 3DS as well. I think my 3DS is really a good therapeutic little machine, because I do have like a few games as well, like old school games on the virtual boy or whatever it's called.
Yep. The virtual console.
Virtual console.
Good, Ricky.
And the best thing about it is you can just sort of sit back in bed, grab the 3DS and just go for your life. Whereas sitting out in the lounge room playing on your Wii or your Xbox or your PlayStation, not quite as relaxing for me, at least.
Really? Now, going into a segue for the next section, what console games... yeah, I'm awesome.
Well done.
Okay, what console games would you have on the PC?
So many. But
besides... Okay, let's not have GTA 5. And
why
let's
are you doing
not
this to me?
have Halo 3 or 4. Or
Why
Reach.
are you doing this to me?
So without Halo or Grand Theft Auto, what games would you have from console on a PC?
Red Dead Redemption. Haha, still got a Rockstar one in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon Red Dead would be awesome. I think, now, I'm going to go against your stupid little rules.
What's my rules?
No Halo. No, just...
You reckon Halo Wars, don't you?
Actually, no, I would play Halo Wars if it was on a PC.
I played it since it was on a console.
It just doesn't feel right at all.
Yeah, it does.
No.
It's very simplistic controls. It's a very simplistic input. You use the A button for effectively everything, except for maybe the X and Y occasionally, and done.
No. I can't do it. It's not... Yeah, it doesn't sit right with me playing an RTS on a console. It just doesn't work. For that, it's mouse and keyboard or nothing.
Have you ever played Age of Empires on the PS2?
No.
I haven't. It's so bad.
Exactly.
It's so bad. Like, you gotta use the analog stick, and then you gotta hold, like, the X button to highlight things. And it's just...
See, that's the problem. You don't want that. You want... Well, I guess Halo Wars, they dumbed down the controls a bit to make it work. But if they ported that to the PC, then hell yeah, I would play it. But I think at this stage, it's all but confirmed that there will be a Halo 2 anniversary towards the end of the year.
You want that on PC?
I think once it's out, that means they now have a HD version of the 4 current core Halo games. So not ODST, not Reach. They have 1, 2, 3, and 4, all HD.
You don't reckon they'll do an anniversary in 3 years for Halo 3?
I don't think so. I don't think they need to, because it came out on the 360 and it looked good. It still looks good today. So I don't see the need to bump it up. Maybe they'll
So then explain Tomb Raider and The Last of Us.
That's just trying to make a lot more money.
So
Whereas
isn't that an anniversary edition?
they're not anniversary editions. They're just HD remakes.
Yeah.
To make more money on the
So why
PS4.
don't they just make a Halo 3 HD remake then?
They won't. They won't. But I think now that once they have like 3, because all 4 games will be, at least a HD port. Then just release them all as one pack up on PC. So then have all 4 Halo games on PC, and I'll be happy for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yes.
The rest of your life?
Pretty much.
All right, so
for most of it.
Well, you're happy for
until Halo 5 comes out.
So that's like less than a year.
Yes, I'll be happy for the rest of the year. But I think like they have there's an opportunity there to do it, and they probably won't because they don't need to.
Well, hey, we brought up the opportunity of Call of Duty Ghosts having a sequel where they could go off in an awesome direction, and instead they've came up with Advanced Warfare.
Yeah. But I reckon after Advanced Warfare you might get Ghosts 2, because they never do 2 games in the same franchise one after the other, because it was like Black Ops Modern Warfare 3 then Black Ops 2. They didn't do Modern Warfare 1 and 2 were after each other.
Yes.
But then it was Black Ops, then Modern Warfare 3, then Black Ops 2, then Ghosts, now Advanced Warfare.
What about the Ugly Duckling?
Oh, what, 5?
No World War.
Yeah, that was 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5. After Call of Duty 4.
Yeah.
So that would have been between Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2?
Yeah, I know, but after... just Activision, they do their own thing. They're off in their own little world, making billions and billions of dollars. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they're off in their little world, making Destiny.
They're not making Destiny, they're just, distributing it. Bungie is making Destiny. Thank God.
You don't think they're getting help from Activision?
I'm sure Activision, put in a bit of,
Activision, that's a great idea. Let's do some microtransactions in the game.
Oh, God, no. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Bungie, just keep it away from Activision. Why are you doing this?
Why you do this?
Why? Why? Anyway, but I think the reason is Bungie no longer have Microsoft Studios as their distributor.
Mm-hmm.
That was why Halo was as big as it was, because they were just like, here's Halo, it's for you, that's it. And Microsoft Studios went, beautiful, we'll take it, we'll put it out on our console, and that's it. But now Destiny is multi-platform, so they need someone big like Activision to release it.
It didn't quite go that way. It wasn't like Bungie saying, hey, Microsoft, here's Halo, you can distribute it. And they're like, yeah, thanks for that, we'll take that. It was more along the lines of, hey, Apple, we'd like to distribute Halo on your Macs. Here you go. Microsoft comes in, he's like, oh, I've got to swipe that. And he swipes Halo and sells it himself.
Whatever.
Because, Bungie was originally making Halo for the Mac.
Thank God that didn't work.
And then Microsoft bought the rights to it because YOLO Swaggins. And
good
rest is history.
Good Microsoft, good. Anyway, you get what I mean. Like, they don't have a big distributing company behind them like they did for Halo. So they need someone like Activision who can release it in bulk on multi-platform and make it worth the $500 million they're spending on it.
Think about it. You could be playing Halo 5 next year on your iPad.
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Because first-person shooters.
Because segue.
We need we need a segue hotkey. Just whenever we come up with a really fucking lame segue, we can do it. Okay, so
segue. First-person shooter games. Do they work on tablets? Yes or no?
Oh God, that was so bad.
But it worked.
Oh,
that's 2 in a row.
Oh shit. Anyway, so yes. First-person shooters on tablets.
So would Halo work on a tablet?
No.
Why not?
It just doesn't work.
Why not? You can't just say it.
Okay, well, I've played FPSs on tablets and...
Like what?
Dead Trigger 1 and 2.
Okay.
I think once they sort of nut out the control system a little bit better, then sure, maybe why not? But at the moment, it feels so foreign. Because there's no buttons. You're pressing, stuff on a...
You're sliding.
You're sliding, and it feels so weird. Like another one, it's not an FPS, but I have GTA San Andreas on my iPad as well.
Why?
Because I saw GTA San Andreas and I thought, fuck yeah. But once again, it's so weird. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Even just riding the bike. Like, you start San Andreas, you're on your bike and you're riding to... Grove Street, and I kept running into walls and cars, and I couldn't steer straight, and it just didn't feel right because you had to like move the bike with one thumb in the direction you want, and then you like move forward with the other thumb to actually make him go forward, and then it just the camera sort of moved by itself. It just didn't work.
It sounds like you're trying to relearn how to ride the bicycle. Instead of the bicycle having your two normal wheels, it's actually got two smaller wheels. And they're tiny. They're right up next to, in between, next to each other, in the center of the bike, and you need to balance with one hand. Pretty much just holding yourself up.
It just didn't work. But I think that's the same thing with FPSs on tablets. Once they sort of nut it out a bit better and make the control interface a bit smoother, and like the other thing I found was like half the time your fingers, like your thumbs, are over the spots on the screen where you want to be looking. So it takes up screen space, which is so impractical. But maybe if they had like a peripheral, like an iPhone case that sits around the iPhone, and with Bluetooth you have...
They have that.
They do have that?
Yes, they do.
Okay, that would be fine. I would be okay with that. But using the touch screen, no.
They also have one of those peripherals for the 3DS, for Monster Hunter.
I have seen that. It gives you an extra analog stick.
Gives you an extra analog stick.
Yeah, that's fine. I have seen that. But I've seen the one for the iPhone that has full two thumbsticks.
Yep. It's like holding a Game Boy, yeah.
Yeah, XY, but it's like an old Advance. The big, I haven't seen like a bigger one for the iPad, but if you reckon they exist, I believe you. That would be fine. I would be okay with that. Although you'd look like a bit of a twat on the bus playing your big ass screen, but whatever.
Yeah. There's one FPS game that really caught my eye. It was called Nova 3.
Yep.
And it was a huge game, and it looked really pretty. Except it controlled like shit. It feels to me as though every time you play a first-person shooter game on a tablet, you're playing like half the speed of what you want to play.
Yes.
So you can't just run in a gun. You're like, okay, you got to sort of work out the controls. Now got to tap to fire or something like that. And then you go behind cover and you got to tap the button to dark. And then you got to tap the button to get out. And it's all like... It's not like you can just do it without looking at the controller. Like, you're looking not only at the game, but you're looking at the controls as well.
Yes.
So obviously you're going to start looking at it. Like, whereas if you're playing, say, a console or a PC game, you've got, the mouse and the keyboard down in front of you. You don't even have to look at it most of the time. You're looking at the screen, and the same with the console. Yep. With the tablet, you're looking at the controls. So your eyes are going to revert to the controls every now and then because they are there.
Yes.
To see.
And it's such a different layout to a regular controller or mouse and keyboard, because different parts of the screen are assigned to different actions, but it differs from game to game. So you've got to like relearn each time you get a new FPS for a tablet, which is, once again, that's just tedious and a bit pointless. But yeah, like especially with Dead Trigger, like there was like one section of the screen that was for fire, and half the time you're trying to like see where your zombies are. You got to try and kill. And then you miss the fire bit, and then you get killed, and you got to go, okay, where's the fire bit on the touchscreen? Okay, there it is, and I got to, and you're right, you're looking at the controls rather than looking at what you're supposed to be doing. I think something like an on-rails shooter, like Time Crisis.
Yeah.
Port Time Crisis to the iPad, and I would play the fuck out of that game. So all
you got to do is you can use one finger to just move it around and tap to shoot.
Yes, exactly. That would be fine. Or even, that would be cool, is you had the on-rail shooter, and then you tilted the screen to sort of aim where you wanted to go.
That will look stupid on a bus.
That would look really stupid on the bus, but if you're at home, that looks fine.
Maybe just make that a different type of control.
Yeah,
so you
have the option to do
it. So you got your normal control where you can move around with your finger, so you just swipe along to look where you want to look and tap when you want to shoot. Otherwise, you use the iPad. You've got a certain cone that you can look through, and you move the iPad to where you want to look and tap where you want to shoot.
Yeah, that would be fine. I think an on-rail shooter rather than one you got to move yourself would be fine, but at this point I haven't played an FPS on a tablet that I have enjoyed. Yes.
Okay, so if you have played an FPS shooter on a tablet or an on-rails shooter, actually if you found an on-rails shooter which is actually good on tablets, whether it's from the App Store or from the Google Play Store, either one doesn't matter. Let us know.
Yes,
because
please.
We'd be really keen to give them a go and then come back next week and give our findings. So, okay, so yeah, you can go to @SwinGamers on our Twitter, or you can message us at our Facebook page. There's a whole heap of ways that you can contact us. There's like 10 different ways you can contact us. So yeah, let us know, because it'd be really interesting to see what type of on-rail shooters there are on the tablets, and if they're any good.
Yes.
Because first-person shooters, they're not really there, but on rails, it's the same concept, but the controls are different, and the controls is where like it's iffy. It's a grey area.
Yes. So something more simplistic, like an on-rail shooter, would be, I think, good on a tablet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let us know. If you've played one or you know of one, yeah, give us a shout out and we'll download it and we'll play it and we'll come back next week and let you know what we thought.
Yeah. Because, you know, we're kind of getting a little bit sick of having games like, well, not Call of Duty, but you got these Call of Duty rip-offs and all these other sort of like remakes of games on the tablets, and they're half-assed.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Whereas a remake of a game that's coming out soon, which isn't half-assed, is Pokemon Ruby and Pokemon Sapphire. Boom!
Another segue.
Third segue.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's on a roll today. Very well done, Mr. Sean Harron.
That one was hard to do. All right, yeah, so Pokemon Omega Red, Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire are coming out later this year.
Woo! Looking forward to it.
11 years after the originals have been released in 2003. It seems as though they're going to go along the same format as what the originals were at. However, there are rumors going around that there could be Mega Evolutions.
Sweet.
If you compare the box art, if you compare Groudon and Kyogre,
something.
Kyogre,
I can't.
Whatever. Pokemon. When you compare them from the images that have been released for the new copies to the images on the covers of the old copies, there are a couple of slight differences.
Okay.
So, like, Groudon... we'll use Groudon because I can actually say his name.
Yeah.
He's actually got the Team Magma insignia on his body.
Okay.
And
I didn't notice that when I was looking at the box art.
And it's highlighted. Like, like the lines on each of them are like are sort of highlighted. So Groudon had a like a blue highlight, did he? Or something like that? Or he might have. Kyogre definitely had red highlight. Yep. Whereas in the new covers, they both have a white highlight.
Okay.
Or something like that. So it could mean Mega Evolution. It could mean I'm looking into shit. It could mean anything really. But they're coming out after years of people saying, "Hey, we want remakes."
Yeah, they're coming.
So yeah, they're coming, and Nintendo is pleasing people that way. Now the only thing they need to do is actually release something on the Wii U.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming, Sean.
Yeah, eventually.
You're still in the belief that it is the year of the Wii U.
It should be.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. Well, come on. I mean, Mario Kart, Zelda, and Smash Bros. They can't have a bad year. Right?
I haven't bought a single Wii U game this year. That's how many Wii U games have come out.
But now you've got a job at Game Traders.
Yes. Segway.
Oh my God! Hang on. Can we go back to just back to Pokemon for a second?
Yeah. All right.
As long as XP share is there from X and Y, then I will be happy because I loved XP share.
That's because it was Lazy Man's way and you didn't have to do shit.
Exactly. It was fantastic. I loved XP share.
You just go through with the Charizard and everyone else just levels up and you're like, right. Well, I don't give a shit.
Exactly. But it was also a really good way. Like, I finished the game ages ago. But now I'm going through and collecting every single Pokemon it is possible to collect on, I think I have Y.
You forgot?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do.
You looked at the keyboard.
No, sorry.
To look.
My DS was sitting there before. I've now put it back in my bag. But yeah, okay. I've got Y. Shut up.
I have X.
Yeah.
You mad?
We can trade Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I beat the game.
Oh, hurry up. It doesn't take that long.
I'm doing other things.
Oh, I know you are.
Like achievement whoring Bloodstone.
Yes. But God, that was almost another segue. He's a worry today. Yeah, so now I'm actually going through like leveling up all my Pokemon that I've caught during the course of the game and evolving them so I can get,
the whole collection.
As full of Pokedex as I can get. And it is a really easy way to quickly evolve your Pokemon so that you can fill up your Pokedex.
As long as you got one Pokemon that can take on the entire Elite Four and the Champion by itself, you just keep doing that and just level up everyone else.
Well, I'm pretty sure I've got at least 3 or 4 Pokemon at level 90, and they're just my tanks, and they just rape everything that comes across them, or they come across.
They come across.
Yeah.
You're the one walking around being like, "Oi, youngster!
No,
So I missed your level 4 Caterpie earlier. It's time to have a battle."
Anyway.
Looks like I have an amulet coin, so you're going to have to give me double of your $14.
Yes, give me that dollar bill, y'all.
Oh, dear God, no. Alright, so anyway, that's Pokemon. We'll go back to our previous segment, because we've had 2 segues already in this one section. We'll go back to the first one. EB Games and Game Traders. It is possible to get a job at these locations. I just got one.
Yes.
At Game Traders, which I think the only metropolitan Game Traders is at High Point.
Luckily, it's out near your place.
Yeah, because the other Game Trade, I think the nearest Game Traders is like...
there's one in Bacchus Marsh.
Yeah, there's Bacchus Marsh and Mildura.
Yes.
So...
High Point was your only option.
Yeah, and I've done well.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it so far, and I can't wait to continue working. I've got a couple of shifts this week. Anyway,
so if you want to go heckle Sean, you know exactly where he'll be. High Point this weekend. Game Traders, get there.
Yeah, so it's okay to get a job at like EB Games and Game Traders. It is possible, but you can't just go in there saying I know everything about games. Like, that's great, but it's not really going to sell games.
It's probably what every single person says.
Yeah.
When they go for a job there.
A lot of people go in and they say, yeah, I know a lot about games. I know a lot about anime. I know a lot about Magic the Gathering. I know a lot about card games. I know a lot about comics. I know a lot about figurines. I'm the perfect person.
That was a criteria on your job application, was they prefer people with knowledge of trading card games and Magic especially over, say, console and PC games.
Yes.
Because that's a really big market, and having people knowledgeable in that area...
And also to run their tournaments.
Yes, as well.
But anyway, you can't just go in saying, I know everything. Because, they're going to be like, so what? I don't say I know everything, but I know a fair amount. I have a collection at home of games and all that sort of stuff. So I have played a lot, and I know a fair bit. The best thing to get a job is confidence and people skills. If you've worked in retail or something like that before... that's great. If you haven't, if you manage to get in for an interview, show confidence. Yes. Be like, yeah, I'm totally perfect for this job. You don't say it like that, but you almost act as if you've already got the job.
Yes,
because that's how I did. That's how I did. I walked in there, thinking, all right, I'm perfect for this job. I should get it.
Yeah,
I went in with that mindset, and you shouldn't go in with that mindset, but I did, and I ended up getting it. And it was purely on the fact that I'm confident to talk to customers.
Yes. Not
shy. And the fact that I knew my stuff, that was a bonus.
Yep.
So like at EB Games, they don't care if you know everything. Like they'd rather get someone who doesn't know anything about games compared to someone who knows everything about games, purely because they can talk to people.
Yes.
They're confident and they can do sales. Yep. And they can work a register and count money.
Yes, and I've been in the retail industry on and off for the past 8 years, I think. I started when I was about 16.
Yep.
Now 24, almost 24. And yeah, the big thing for retail, especially chains, they have an image to maintain.
Yes.
So for them, customer service is number one.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you know everything. Say, I used to work at Bunnings, and if I got caught in a department where I knew nothing about the department I was in, but if I was polite, courteous, and managed to find someone who knew something, then they're even more appreciative of it. And you need those people skills.
Yeah. You don't lie. Like if you ask a question about something that you don't know, just say, "I'm sorry, I don't know." Here, we'll talk to one of the other people working here. They probably know.
Yeah.
Or you find out. Actually, I did a good job at Game Traders the other day. Somebody went in asking for a Game Boy Advance because they wanted to play a couple of Game Boy Advance games, and they're like, like Ruby and Sapphire and that sort of stuff. Yes. They're like, oh yeah, I want to play them. And it's like, okay, great, but did you know that 3DS XL is there? Ruby and Sapphire are getting remakes made out at the end of the year. all that sort of stuff. There's a Yoshi 3DS XL on there at the moment, and yeah, they ended up upselling from a Game Boy Advance and a game or two to a 3DS.
Nice.
With a pre-order on, I think it was Sapphire.
Awesome.
So,
well done.
Yeah, upselling. But,
Yay.
like, it's great if you know your stuff, but if you can talk to customers, like that wouldn't have happened unless I actually went over and spoke to them and it was all that and nice and all that sort of stuff. But if I'm asked a question that I know nothing about, like comics, I'll be like, yeah, go talk to this guy. He knows all about it. Or anime, I got no idea.
Except for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, except for that.
Dragon Ball Z, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd hand them off to somebody else. But anyway, we've got one more section to go, and we've got 5 minutes to do it in, because the person who's usually on the show straight after us, they get here 5 minutes before easily, and they're hanging around waiting to come in. Anyway, so achievement whoring, is it really a thing?
I think in the last few years, yes, because games have now created the emphasis that, you know, they want you to go out and get these achievements. They've been a lot more creative.
Have you ever played a game purely for the purpose of getting an achievement and not worrying about the actual game itself? Have you chased achievements?
Not intentionally, but with Assassin's Creed 2, the side missions and the other achievements were structured in a way that it made me want to, after I finished the story, I did want to go back and find the statues and the feathers and wear the cape in, you know, all the 3 cities.
But that wasn't for the achievement.
It wasn't, but
you got the achievement out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because it's the only game that's really sort of, well, that I've 100%ed on Xbox Live. And yeah, it made me want to go after all these little achievements that otherwise I really wouldn't care about. So, like, take Assassin's Creed 3. It had so many side missions, so many little achievements and stuff that you could go after, and I just didn't care. But Assassin's Creed 2 did it in a way that made me want to go after all these achievements because I was so engrossed in the game and the character in the world that they created. But, like, I'm pretty sure I've said this on the show before, I finished Assassin's Creed 3 at 17% synchronization.
Yeah.
The story was done and I had no
reason.
Drive. No drive, no feeling of wanting to go back and do all these silly side missions and get all the little achievements that would get me more synchronization and get me up to 100% game completion and get me all the gamer points. So I think it has a lot to do with personal preference as well. There are people that do love to go after games for the specific purpose of achievements. And I think a lot of games are structured that way, especially games that are heavily online based. So stuff like your Call of Duty and that, you know, you got to get certain kill streaks in certain maps and all that sort of stuff. And people love going after that, and good on them. That's just not me. But Sean, you do a bit of achievement whoring.
I do. I tend to play games well past their due date of having been completed purely to get achievements. A couple of games that I've 100%ed. Call of Duty 4, which was fairly easy to do. All you had to do was pretty much beat the campaign on Veteran. There was no online achievements for that one. Modern Warfare 2 there was. I've only got a couple to go for that. 3, I think. And that's all Spec Ops, which I can't be bothered doing unless I have a friend. I've also done Bionicle Heroes, which was Bionicle before like Lego Star Wars, and that was cool.
Love Bionicles. I've got all of them.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, that one wasn't like a third-person shooter. It was pretty cool, but eventually you go through the game twice and you've got all the achievements. Yes. It was pretty much beat the game and then, like, get all the studs, which you do that by getting through the game twice. Another game was Quantum of Solace, 007, which I got all the achievements single player, and then I went through and got all the achievements multiplayer because it was fairly new. It was around the time that the game was released, so everyone was kind of still playing it online. Went through, got all that, and that's like my prize like game for 100% because I think that was the first one that I did, which I 100%ed. And I actually really enjoyed Quantum of Solace. And at the moment I'm playing Bloodstone, which is like the follow-up. And it's a game that's not based on any of the films. And I've beaten the game. I'm going through getting all the achievements. Like, I've got 2 levels to finish, so I've got to get through Bangkok and Burma. Once I get through those 2, I've completed the game on 007 difficulty, which is the highest difficulty. and there's like 6 online achievements that I haven't got. I'm never going to get them because nobody is playing it online. The only way I can do that is to get a Smurf account on another Xbox that I own, just make a public match, hope that I get the 2 together, which I probably will, 1v1, and then I just get the achievements that way. That's the only way that I can get any of the achievements.
I'll play with you.
Yeah, if you have the game.
I'll get it and play. It's probably in the $5 bin at EB Games.
Yeah, actually. I want to find that out and see if it is. But, what? Yeah. It's I don't know, it's an alright game. It uses the cover system really well. It looks nice.
Yep.
But I reckon Quantum of Solace did it a little bit better because it was first person, but when you could take cover and it pulls out to a third person view, it's pretty cool. I think Deus Ex Human Revolution did it. I'm not sure. I own the game. Haven't played it.
Yeah.
I think that did it as well. But yeah, it's a first person game. It's really cool. But when I was playing online for Quantum of Solace, I just got the nail gun. Which you've seen Casino Royale, yeah?
Obviously.
Yeah, where he kills the guy with the glasses when Vesper dies.
Yeah.
The needle gun. Yeah, I use that gun.
Yeah.
And it is so accurate.
Yeah.
Like the reticule is ridiculously small. There is such a small margin
it's
of error.
a nail.
Yeah, it's like a sniper rifle in Halo. You don't even need to scope.
Yeah.
Because you've got the tiny reticule, and it will hit that reticule every time. The same with the nail gun. It will hit the center of that reticule every single time. So it was easy. I just aim. If you saw like a little smidgen of a head popping around the corner, someone behind cover, you can hit that once and they're dead. There's a headshot. It was so OP. And then you had people with shotguns and they were OP too. It wasn't a very balanced game, but I got them all. But yeah, I reckon it would be better for achievements if there was a single player like campaign achievement collection and an online achievement collection, because like games like Shadowrun, 6 achievements offline, which are tutorials.
Yes.
And you get an achievement for each tutorial that you beat. And the other 44 achievements are all online. Nobody plays that game anymore.
No.
There's no way to get those achievements anymore. So I reckon if you had like a red section and a blue section of achievements, at least then kind of like you can collect all of the single player achievements and be like, okay, that's fine, I'm done.
Yes. At least you can see that 100%. I've done it.
Yes, I've completed that. Now it's only in my backlog for online play, and because some people, they don't have online play.
No, I think that's like, especially I found with Halo 4.
Yeah.
The only achievements on offline were complete level
Campaign.
Complete level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, then go back and do it heroic, then go back and do it legendary, and that was it. There wasn't any cool things in the game to sort of achieve, but then the majority of them were online kill streaks and
all that sort of crap,
what have you.
Yeah.
But I think the one that did it best, and this is even before online achievements were a big thing, was Halo 2 with the skulls.
Yes.
You had to go out and find these things, and then they gave you attributes in the game, but there was no there wasn't like the achievement system they have now. But that
they
actually,
did Halo 3.
Yeah. But I think that game did it in a way that sort of made you want to go out and find these skulls so you could like activate all the attributes and give the game a different element.
Yeah.
And it did it really well. I can't think of any other game that sort of had it before the 360 achievement system came in.
So that's kind of balancing it between are you playing a game purely just to collect everything because you want to collect everything, or are you collecting everything because there's an achievement that acknowledges the fact that you've collected everything?
Yeah.
I think nowadays we've come to the fact that everyone's kind of relying on those achievements to actually show what they can do, and not on just what they can say, what they can feel like they've done. I reckon people need that sort of validation, and that's what achievements are there for, and trophies are there for. It's that validation to say, yes, you have collected, 100 feathers. Yes. Instead of saying, yeah, I collected 100 feathers, everyone can be like, yeah, so.
Yeah.
You got that achievement. You've actually got not a physical, but you've actually got a record up against your name, against everyone else in the world, to say, yes, I have done this as well.
Yep.
Anyway, that's all for us at SwinGamers on Radio. I think we're a little bit over time by about 4 minutes. So we'll be back next week. We'll be talking about a couple of other things, a couple of new stuff. we're always crazy here. And hopefully
Indeed.
we won't be late or have a 20-minute break somewhere in between. Anyway, so that's it from us. I'm Sean.
Ricki.
And you're listening to SwinGamers on radio on 3SSR.